This program is sponsored by Sound Shore Liquor Pantry, located at 800 East Boston Post Road, Mamaroneck, New York.
Tonight on The Local Live, Mamaroneck Village's proposed local law C draws transit-oriented development concerns. School is almost back in session, and we have district updates. The town of Mamaroneck is going green with the proposed reusable bag law. And learn about the Community Resource Center's successful backpack drive. Good evening, it's Thursday, August 29th. I'm Stephanie Yang, and welcome to The Local Live. The building moratorium ends this Saturday, August 31st, in the village of Mamaroneck under proposed local law C. The proposed law was unanimously approved at Monday's Village Board of Trustees meeting, following a 2-hour-long public hearing and board comments. The developer of Grand Street Lofts in the transit-oriented development zone had this to say about the effects of the moratorium on the only building completed since the moratorium was imposed in April 2018.
In a 2.5-year study with the TOD zone with a lot of public input and multiple meetings, our building was the first and only building that's been developed. Now, I ask you, do you see any negatives with regard to what we did over there? Because basically, what your new law, your proposed law, I must take it that what we did was terrible, horrible for the village. We're going to pay 6 times the taxes that the old establishment paid there. I think that's significant. All your studies show that development in TOD is revenue positive. And I don't get it. I don't see the justification. I'd like everybody to know that 40, 60 units is not going to change anything in the village. It's not going to change the character, but it might improve the streetscape over there, and it might bring some residents who have some money to spend in town, and eventually maybe one of them will buy your single-family home. So TOD is good. You should reconsider it. It seems like you rushed to include it in this bill. I watched you for the moratorium. It didn't come up in TOD until the last 30, 40 days as you rushed to try and get this bill passed.
School is back in session Tuesday, September 3rd for the Rhinebeck District and Wednesday, September 4th for Mamaroneck. Here's Sibylla Chupaziwa with a roundup of recent news.
The Rhinebeck School District welcomed 12 new faculty this week. The group is a mix of alumni, former interns, and former student teachers. The Rhinebeck School Board held its first meeting of the academic year on Wednesday, August 28th. Here's an update on what happened over the summer.
This summer, the schools were a hub of construction activity as the roofing projects at all 3 buildings were in full swing and are substantially complete. We expect our plans for the Project C and D, which are the new gym and science wing, to be out for bid in October. We also rolled out a new app for your phone and iPad, which can be found in the App Store if you search Rhinebeck.
Mamaroneck has also welcomed some new faces. A total of 44 district faculty members attended orientation this week. The district has also a new director of security, Frank Corona, who has experience in law enforcement on the local and county levels. And Superintendent of Schools Dr. Robert Schaap sent out a letter this past Tuesday regarding the racist incident at Homex last December. The U.S. Education Department Office of Civil Rights received a complaint from a parent in February, leading to an investigation. Schaap wrote that the OCR found the district had acted appropriately, swiftly, and thoroughly, in accordance with federal law and school district policies. The body will take no further action towards the allegation. The Local Live has submitted a Freedom of Information law request for the Office of Civil Rights letter of determination to the school district and awaits a response.
Recently, during the town of Mamaroneck's council meeting, the proposed bag waste reduction law was discussed amongst the board and residents. The legislation states for retail establishments to make the shift to reusable bags. Town Supervisor Nancy Seligson says this initiative will benefit the overall health and safety of the town and the environment.
The proposed law also requires a 5-cent fee for using non-reusable bags, because the fee would encourage constituents and customers to shift to reusable bags. The intention of the town board was to create a law that will be in compliance with the New York State law, because as of right now, the New York State law says that it will supersede local laws at the time it goes into effect. But we're not sure exactly when the state law will go into effect. It says it's supposed to go into effect in March 2020, but there's no guarantee that it will.
My name is Jay Peltz. I'm the General Counsel and Senior Vice President of Government Relations for the Food Industry Alliance of New York. The state law is a mess. Everybody who's been tracking it, including the environmentalists that we've been working with for years at this point, especially in Suffolk County, don't know what it says in terms of the major the mechanisms in it. Nobody is happy, which means it's not likely to do what it's intended to do, but we think we can get there if everybody works together, especially the stores, because without them educating customers day to day, what we want to happen, which is the major shift to reusables, not to paper, won't happen. So we're supposed to be getting the clarification. So, and the intent of the local ban is to be identical with the state ban, so that's interpreted and enforced exactly the state wants it to be interpreted and enforced, but that can't happen without the guidance from DEES.
A public hearing will be held on September 4th to discuss the legislation. An LMC TV production van is coming soon. The town and village of Mamaroneck are lending a helping hand through municipal pricing for the Dodge Ram ProMaster cargo van. The town will provide a spot for the vehicle and refueling access in the town yard. The village of Mamaroneck will buy the van and provide regular maintenance.
You know, LMC TV has challenges in front of it because of the recent changes that were enacted by the federal government. And that challenge might grow if that board decides to, which the answer isn't out yet, they might decide that PEG channels, so the 3 channels that they provide us, that they could charge us for those, or take the money out of our franchise fees. And the insane part is that the companies get to decide what that value is. It's not even a negotiated thing. So, you know, the federal government is really working hand in hand with the cable companies to deprive the local municipalities of a source of revenue that these 3 municipalities have used basically to run, in my opinion, you know, the best cable franchise in the area by far.
I went through years of guilt, thinking that I must have done something to deserve that.
I knew if I told someone, they would say it's my fault.
I thought I was going to die without ever having spoken about the abuse that happened to me.
When you've been sexually abused as a child, it can take years or even decades to process what happened.
That's why we changed the law and passed the Child Victims Act.
The Child Victims Act means that survivors have more time to bring our abusers
and the institutions that may have protected them
to justice in the courts.
I was in my 40s before I could even tell someone what happened, let alone think about going to the police or to a lawyer. When I finally did, it was too late because of New York's strict statute of limitations.
Survivors can now file a criminal claim up to age 28 years old.
And up to age 55 years old for a civil claim.
And starting on August 14th,
for only 1 year,
survivors who were previously told that we were too old or that it was too late to file a civil lawsuit
will now be able to do exactly that.
No matter how long ago the abuse happened.
Anyone can do it.
Anyone.
Anyone.
Every survivor has the right to pursue justice in the courts
if that's what's right for you.
Find out more about the Child Victims Act by going to safehorizon.org
even if it's just to talk to someone, because that's what I did.
But remember, whatever you decide to do,
It's up to you.
And you're not alone.
Because now,
it's our choice.
It's our choice. It's our choice.
Found a bullet in the woman's body. It's one of ours.
Someone in this department is playing us.
I've got a pretty good idea who.
Okay, in the past few months, there have been a lot of unexplainable deaths.
They're on to us. We need to step up our game. They're going to find out that I'm Abigail Daniels.
What if, wait a minute, Daniels, Daniela? I think that Daniela is Abigail.
What are you doing here? I got the call also.
It wouldn't be because you killed him.
I'm starting not to trust the chief either.
Me neither.
With the help of generous donors, the Community Resource Center has managed to secure school supplies and 100 backpacks for children in need. The backpacks will be given away this Saturday, August 31st, at the Madison Street Block Party from 5 p.m. onwards. Here's the center's Executive Director, Durandi Martinez, to tell us more.
Community Resource Center has been around for 21 years, and about 3 years ago we started to do a backpack initiative to support the most vulnerable children in our community. And this year we were so excited to send out this initiative to the community. We got an exciting response back, a lot of support in order to secure 100 book bags just like these, full of school supplies for our kids so they could be proud and enjoy going back to school. And so what we'll be doing is distributing these at the community block party on Saturday, August 31st from 5 to 11 p.m. It's a block party that's annually done with the Washingtonville Housing Alliance community, and it's on Madison. We welcome everybody to attend. There's gonna be food, entertainment. We'll also have kids activities, face painting, art activities, a magic show. So it should be a lot of fun and enjoyable. We thank the community so much for your unyielding support of everything that we do. We could not respond to our community's needs without the support of our donors. Thank you.
Here's what's happening around town. Stop by Columbus Park this Saturday, August 31st for the first ever Jam Nation basketball event. Mamaroneck's very own Coach Howard Jordan, along with the Village Mamaroneck Rec Department, will be hosting the event starting at 2 p.m. The annual community luau and block party will be held after the games. Head over to Laura's Boutique and Bridal for their grand opening celebration on Monday, September 2nd at 12 p.m. Special celebrity guest Dolores Catania from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Miss New York 2019 Florinda Kajtazi, and more will be joining the event. You don't want to miss it. The Marine Education Center will be holding a harbor cleanup on September 6th at 3:15 p.m. This event will be held weekly. Get hands-on to tidy up our shoreline. And later that day, enjoy a movie in Memorial Park starting at dusk. The Town of Mamaroneck's Rec Department will be screening North by Northwest, and admission is free.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an engineer at IBM. I work within our Watson Internet of Things division, and I'm also an inventor.
Wow, that's really cool.
The fun part for me of inventing is just learning new technologies, creating ideas and problems.
LMC Varsity Sports is back. That sports guy, Rob Moretti, will be bringing you 21 games this fall. Check out the schedule at lmctv.org, where you can also sign up to get email updates. You can watch games on the Import Channel, Optimum Channel 77, and Verizon Channel 34. The first game LMC TV will cover this season will be the Rhinebeck girls soccer team taking on Pauling on Wednesday, September 3rd. Here's to a successful year to all the students, athletes, and coaches. Let's go Panthers and let's go Tigers.
LMC Cast. The whole system is hot. All right, cool. I definitely would recommend doing podcasts if you are someone that likes to get something off the chest, or you want to just talk about anything in the world that just might interest you. Podcast here at LMC TV is amazing.
I hope you're listening out there.
Do you have a news tip? Seen anything interesting around town? Is there breaking news in your community? Send your videos, comments, pictures, and tips to the Local Live, your news source of Larchmont and Mamaroneck.
Remember, if you missed Thursday's live broadcast, you can catch replays of the Local Live twice a day on this channel and find story clips on our YouTube channel. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to stay up to date on things you may have missed. Thank you for watching the Local Live. I'm Stephanie Yang. Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
This program is sponsored by Sound Shore Liquor Pantry, located at 800 East Boston Post Road, Mamaroneck, New York.
If you are interested in sponsoring this or other programs on LMC TV, contact us for more information.